all the money in the world can't buy your way into heaven. It can't buy your way out of hell. It was made to be spent right here, and I'm going to have the best clothes, best boots, best diamonds, best cars, trucks, motorcycles, booze, and women on the face of this earth, just as long as I can keep going.
We came here tonight for some wild times, and we're gonna get it. 'Cause we're the humanoids from the USA, and you'll never forget it. Yeah!
You rock and roll.
Hey, Ryan, the monitors are on in the room.
I don't know what that means.
I don't know what that means either.
Technical jargon.
But I think it's bad news, right?
I don't think so. Didn't we have them on last night?
They were on.
By the way, we didn't really do the Ripple show last night. We really did the Ripple show next week. But I went afterwards. I couldn't remember what parts we said in confidence and what parts actually were on the air. I have no idea what that thing's gonna sound like.
Right, it's like future past living.
Well, I hope it works out.
Oh, it's gonna.
By the way, realistically, I was thinking about this earlier. Realistically, do you think if I ran for Cambridge City Council, do you think I have a chance?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Yeah? All right.
I don't know who else is running for
I don't know
City
either,
Council,
but I just
why not?
And I don't even know what city councilor is, but I feel like there's an opportunity
cares?
for
Just do it.
for graft.
Yeah, make it happen.
If I can do that.
We need someone on the inside, and then we can, I don't know,
Me and
stuff.
the DJ were in we're in a staff meeting. We work together. Me and the DJ here, DJ Harrowsmith, and we were like, I was arguing with one of the other guys, just getting contentious, and I was like, right, and I was like, I like this. I want to do this all the time. And I figure if you're a city councilor,
Yeah,
you just argue with people all the time.
I'd imagine.
Yeah.
I think that's all it is.
About zoning.
Yeah,
And,
exactly.
Right.
I mean, what is zoning? But it sounds like something good to yell about.
Mm-hmm.
I think you'd probably be hiding from people more than you would be arguing with them.
Really?
Probably.
I'm gonna look into it.
I'd like to know your
Yes.
stance if you were to get in on
See,
on
time to run
parking,
away.
on parking.
Yeah, parking is a tough one. But all you have to do, right,
Ooh, nice work.
to become a city councilor is get a bunch of signatures, right?
yeah, I
All right,
suppose.
I'm gonna do it.
I don't know much about democracy.
Welcome to Ripple Music presents the Sleazegrinder All-American Super Rock Power Hour. We are here to solve the rock and roll crisis in this town. That's another reason why you should become a city councilor.
Right?
I can solve the rock and roll crisis a lot easier, right? If I was a...
Correct.
Yeah, you can pass legislation of some kind.
My name is Ken, but you might also know me as the frankly legendary rock and roll writer Sleazegrinder. And this, of course, is the last gang in town. To my right, the men I like to call the Magnificent Brotherhood. Boston Rock and Roll Institution, the Humanoids, Johnny Machine, and Mike DeMonic.
Hey,
Hey,
yeah.
good to see you, buddy.
Thought maybe we would see Dodgy Rivets tonight, but we didn't have one.
MIA. We don't know what happened to Dodger Rivets.
No
Also,
response.
of course, DJ Harrowsmith is behind the camera. And we got Ryan over there behind the board tonight. This Nash will do anything to get away from us.
Yeah,
I've noticed that, yeah.
that's definitely true.
City councilor.
Yeah.
Tonight, the Devil's Twins are here. All three of them.
Yeah.
If you can imagine that.
Yeah.
Of course, Stacey DC is in Vermont tonight.
Figures.
She should know that every female guest that we have on is her potential replacement.
Yeah, exactly.
Correct.
So she should
Yeah.
probably be aware of that
She has a very tentative hold on her job.
when she
Yeah.
misses shows.
Yeah, watch out, girl.
Yeah, exactly. Nicole does a good job tonight. Stacey's out.
All right.
How's the way it
Simple
goes?
as that.
Yeah,
Hey, you're a city councilor. You can do whatever the hell you want.
That's how showbiz works, man.
exactly.
Exactly right.
What's your favorite record right now? Right today, what is the favorite? What is record have you been listening to the most?
Oh boy, this is not gonna make me sound tough at all.
Yeah, but go ahead. Just tell me the truth.
Disintegration by The Cure.
I've been listening, believe it or not, actually, Temptations, Psychedelic Soul quite a bit lately.
Yeah, I know you've been talking about that.
Yeah.
That's good.
Heavy on it right now.
Jeremiah of the... It's Jeremiah, right?
Yeah.
Of the Devil's Twins. What record have you been listening to the most right now?
Dodge and Burn by the Dead Weather just came out.
The Jack White thing.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
Cool.
we were just listening to that today. So
You're both listening
yeah.
together.
Yeah, in the van.
Ryan.
Good.
Me, today I checked out a band that kind of sounds like Sabbath, like Black Sabbath, Old
Yeah.
Sabbath. They're called Electric Citizen, and they're
Oh,
nice,
yeah.
nice and riffy.
I interviewed them once on my other podcast. How about you, DJ?
Debbie Gibson.
Really?
No.
Just be honest with me.
in my
What is it?
dreams.
Shit.
Come on, man. You're holding up the show. Quick.
Come back to me.
All right, I'll come back to you. I've been listening to the Day Is My Enemy by The Prodigy. It's a new Prodigy record.
Oh yeah.
It's really rocking, man.
I've heard the first couple singles off of it when they released them a
Yeah.
couple months ago. Yeah.
Confused.
It's really heavy, man. It's
It
like
is.
a heavy rocking record.
Wow.
I know, I get it.
I thought they were a techno band.
They
or
are,
something.
but it's
Yeah.
like, you know.
Yeah, I was gonna say I haven't listened to the Prodigy since like 1997.
It's still so badass. It really is. It's heavy too.
Yeah, that
really
record's
good.
a rocker. By the way, I have a new wallet. I'm not sure about it. I'm going to show it to you guys.
Ooh.
And then you let me
Great.
know.
All right.
Great.
And here's why. Because I went to the House of Blues twice last week. You guys ever been to the House of Blues? It's awful, right?
Yeah.
One of the things that happens is if you go there with the chain wallet, they make you take the chain off of the wallet.
Yeah.
What does that tell you?
And then they're like, well, you can just put it in your pocket. So if the chain is the dangerous part, I still have it.
That makes absolutely no sense at all.
Yeah.
So now you just can't hit people with the wallet on the end. You
Right.
can just hit them with the chain.
So I had to keep taking the...
Around.
Less likely to lose your debit card or something.
Right. I had to keep taking...
Health insurance card,
I had to
even
keep
more
taking
important.
the chain off the wallet, and then the little ring on the wallet fell off, and now I had to buy a new... Anyway, here it is.
Drum roll.
This is my new wallet.
Wow. That's pretty good.
It's fancy.
America.
What do you think? Pretty good?
America.
City councilor style, yeah.
Yeah.
I like that.
I'm into it.
Official.
Patriotic.
All right, good.
Yeah.
Wasn't sure about it, so... Got it from Newberry Comics, everybody. That's all.
Dig it.
Wow.
Remember that place?
I do remember. I haven't
Used to
been
be able to
there in a
go
long
there
time.
and buy cool records and stuff.
Absolutely. I spent
Remember when
hours
they
in
had
there looking
music?
at records.
I don't know what happened, man.
Socks with weed.
Yeah, they really...
Pretty much.
They
all
really
sell
blew it.
now.
Like, I go in there and I go, "What? You guys blew it. You guys completely blew
Whatever
it.
they're doing, though, I mean, it keeps them in business, I guess,
Right.
man. I don't
Barely.
know.
But
Yeah.
how about
They
this?
are wheezing along. I remember there was, just like I don't know if you guys remember this, last summer.
I remember the summer.
You remember the summer?
Yeah.
It's hot.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Dirty Black Summer.
I think I remember talking to you about this. I had to interview the guy from Godsmack
Oh, I remember
Yes.
this, yeah.
for Metal Hammer at the Newberry Comics in Faneuil Hall.
Oh.
And it was sponsored by WAAF, and I was like, this is 3 dying industries all converging at once.
We do it together. We
That,
can.
that, was,
They're-
that was for Godsmack Day, right?
Yeah, exactly. Godsmack Day.
Jesus.
Wow.
The
They
record
couldn't have given it to
industry,
Dickie, huh?
the radio industry, and the retail industry, all in their last, heaves. And there I was in the middle of it. And they made me, it was really weird. It was like they made me interview the guy in the hallway with like just all these people around. It's impossible. How do
Yeah.
you do that? With like all these people watching us. It was ridiculous.
Jeez.
Also a terrible interview. Also a terrible record, that new Godsmack record. I don't think it sold
I
that.
don't
much.
Also,
really
can
need
we
to
just
hear it.
can we just go
sorry.
further and say a terrible band?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Sure.
okay,
All
well,
right.
I
Done
just
and
assumed.
done.
Is this another reason why you need to get on like city council? So
Right,
and
so I can
Godsmack
ban
Day?
Thank you.
Exactly.
That's terrific.
Yeah.
And if you do, you got to make it Dickie Barrett Day. Dickie Barrett needs a day in Boston.
I think he's got plenty of days in Boston, doesn't? Don't
Every
they?
day.
Don't these guys play for like a week every, like a New
Something.
Year's or something? Also, Crespo runs the station here.
Right.
Pointed out that our last show is for the season is the day after Thanksgiving, aka Black Friday,
Uh-oh.
Oh, that could be.
I'm going to miss a lot of
Troublesome.
sales.
and he was wondering if we
I don't know
wanted to
how to feel about
broadcast
that.
from PA's Lounge for our last show of the season on the day after Thanksgiving. And that sounds so depressing to me that I think we have to do it.
What? Is there a show going on, too?
Yeah, there's going to be a show going on.
What
He wa-
the hell?
And he's like, well, I can book whoever you want, really, or I can book it, myself, whatever you want to do.
Judas Priest.
So I said I got to.
Sweet.
So I said I got to talk to the fellas
There.
first. So I'm talking to the fellas now, and I'm saying that I think we should
Okay.
broadcast.
I'll do it.
from
What the hell?
PAs.
Sure. Why
The
not?
day after you
Yeah,
guys
just-
aren't leaving town or anything, are you?
No. Just get Judas Priest there and totally there.
Devil's Twins, you going to be in town or you going away for Thanksgiving?
Going to a sale at Filene's space.
Okay. All right.
I was going to go to Jordan Marsh personally,
I'll try
but
to come.
I'll be in line in Best Buy.
If you make it back in town, in time.
I'll be at
come over
Freddy's to
days.
get that VHS player.
I know.
Right.
Everybody's going to be buying TVs while we're broadcasting
Yep.
on the air.
I don't know. I got to be in line for those weed socks at Noobs.
Yeah.
Nice. I want a bobblehead of someone retarded too. That sucks.
Walking
Yeah.
Dead bobblehead.
Yeah.
Or a Game of Thrones T-shirt.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Something
Exactly.
Those are just everything that they sell.
I want
That's
that
pretty much it.
pop culture T-shirt.
Yeah.
Where's the music? Well, we have 5 CDs over there.
I know Barnes and Nobles has more albums than they have now. So
Yeah.
It's crazy.
I went there to Newberry Comics last week because it was my wife's birthday, and I bought a card and it cost $6 for the car.
Whoa.
Did you punch the kid in the face at the register?
Oof. And I had to wait in line for some kid to buy Legos, and I'm like, I used to get Black Flag T-shirts here,
Yeah.
man.
What happened?
Like a Misfits T-shirt or a vinyl. Remember 7-inch and 12-inch albums
I
and
don't
stuff?
understand what's going on.
And some kids buying Legos. They should have stuffed them right up his asshole.
Star Wars Legos.
Ah! Come on, you're killing me here.
Well, didn't they do comics at one point too?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They still got comics.
They were never serious about the comics though. Even
Yeah.
in the 80s, they weren't serious
Yeah,
about
right,
the
right.
comics.
It's true.
They had a section.
They had like a corner
Yeah.
with like 10 comic books. It was all records, though.
Yeah. It was great. And now it's not.
No,
it's
it
not
hasn't
so
been for
great.
a really long time.
R.I.P.
By the way, tomorrow after I'm going to the Bernie Sanders rally. That's number one. I'm not getting political here, but I'm going to the
No.
Bernie Sanders
No.
rally.
And I say, awesome.
Yep.
Yeah, I also concur with that.
But then after that, we're going to some dance thing called Heroes. And here's the interesting part.
I'll be there.
Are you going to go?
Get down.
It's at Machine, which is that super intense gay bar. Have you been there before?
I've heard of that
I live
place.
there.
Really?
I've heard of that.
What happened was, this was years ago before I met Stacia, and I lived at in a rooming house near Boston Common, and I would go to the Linwood,
Yeah.
which was now the church, which is now R.I.P.
No, it's nothing. Yeah.
But I would go there to see you guys, or I'd see Rock City Crime Rate, Crack Torch, whatever, and then I'm walking home at the same time that Machine got out, and it was intense, man.
Yeah.
Because it was like Mad Max meets the Village People out there. It's like, seriously, like all these tattooed leather dudes on motorcycles roaring around.
Yeah.
It was intense.
I remember we played a show at the Baseball Tavern back when we used
yeah.
to all wear
Yeah.
leather pants all the time.
Yeah.
And we were outside like having a smoke, and like there's a bunch of those dudes out hanging. We're like,
Yeah.
oh, I think we're sending a wrong message right now. Let's go inside.
I don't know. I like the fashion sense and everything. I like everything about it except for the fact that you have to bang dudes to be in the club. That's the only bad
You
part
can just
of it.
That's a
pretend,
drawback there.
you know?
Yeah.
You can just hang out and pretend. You
All right,
know?
we'll see how it goes. I've never been there, so I'm looking forward to seeing what it's like.
I went there once. A lot of free drinks.
Yeah, yeah. This is a handsome guy. I almost want to buy him free drinks. There are no worse gigs of the week this week, unfortunately. I went to 2 shows and they were both excellent shows.
Huh?
We saw
2
Ghost.
in 1 week.
Yeah, we saw Ghost at the House of Blues.
Oh, I wanted to see that.
It was fantastic. It was one
Just
of the best
don't
shows I've ever been
understand
to. I know, I get it. I get
I really want to like
I
this.
do. I've tried
I got-
several times to like it.
I got
It's super
people's
weird.
reaction.
Yeah, super weird.
But here's you think about what's happening here. Like, so the guy that sings, he's got the skull face, right?
Right.
He's dressed like the Pope. He's a Swedish guy,
Right.
and he's doing like a bad Italian accent because he's the Pope. In English. Swedish guy doing an Italian accent in English, hitting on chicks in the front row with a skull face and a Pope outfit, while his band are all wearing devil masks. And here's the part that I really liked. And then I was thinking, like, I got to try to incorporate this on the radio show, which of course I can't,
Right.
because you guys would refuse to. But here's
Refuse.
what I liked.
We haven't even heard the
City
proposition
councilor
yet.
talk right there.
Here's what I liked was, like, everybody involved in the organization was dressed like a militant Satanist. Like, not just the guys in the band. They were all like tall, skinny Swedes dressed in black with like big upside down cross necklaces and satanic pins.
Dude, I'm into it. Let's do it.
But listen, it wasn't just the band. It was the lighting guy, the roadies, the sound guy. Everybody was in on it. It was fantastic.
That is cool.
So
that-
we need to all dress like Satan worshippers, right?
Yeah,
I'm
exactly.
into it.
I thought
Let's do
I
it.
already did that. I don't know.
I'm already pretty close to satanic anyway, so with just a couple of tweakings, we can really...
All right, let's do it.
Okay, good. You look good in a suit, man.
Yeah, thanks, buddy.
Yeah.
Thanks. I got to rock one tomorrow. It's my fascist brother's birthday party.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
I'll be there.
Also, we saw Jesus and Mary Chain. They were great, too.
Oh, that's awesome.
It was awesome.
Although
I believe that.
they played in the dark, so I'm not 100% sure it was actually them because it was in the dark. But
Yeah.
it sounded like them.
Nice.
So I'm gonna say that it was.
Maybe they just aged badly and they didn't want you
They
to
did.
know.
I mean, that's absolutely why they did it. And they didn't interact with the audience, but they used to play with their back to the audience. At least they were facing us, so that was something. How are you guys engaging with the audience? A lot of banter. Haven't seen you guys live yet.
Yeah. We have a lot of banter with each other too.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's part of what makes it fun for us is it's kind of just the rehearsal in front of the people.
Yeah.
In front of
Right.
the audience, you know what I mean? So we try to keep that banter. I think we have more fun in between And I think because a lot of parts of our shows can be really, really intense.
Yeah.
I think the banter in between, we don't mean to make it light, but it's always
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus.
Give each
I
other
just
crap.
stopped myself from swearing.
Good job,
Nice
buddy.
work.
I tried.
Nice.
Yeah.
You just saved him $100.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but the banter in between is feels better when we have that. When we're rushed, like the Ash show at Brighton last week, when we're rushed and it's a short set, our set was shortened that day too.
Yeah.
And when it becomes a half hour, it's
like hammer through it.
it's a less good show because we can't talk to each other in between.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah.
And I feel like the talk in between the three of us becomes the talk, with the crowd.
Right.
It's not really to the crowd, with the crowd. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Yeah.
But you don't have a signature line? Do you say, like, whatever town you're in, do you say, hey, Alston?
You know what we do is
Hey, Somerville.
We'll play Folsom Prison.
Yeah.
We'll play that song, but we'll try to, if we can remember, we'll try to say the
We'll
name
look
of
at
the
each
town
other
we're
awkwardly
in
and try to remember.
instead of Folsom.
Yeah.
And it's funny when we're on tour and it's like we don't plan ahead for it, and the town has like 5 syllables in the name, and you try to squeeze it in. I'm stuck down here on Chotano.
Yeah, right.
It's always like Nikki and I, like corner of our eye, seeing if we. All right, we're gonna try. What town are we
Tripping
in?
over the finish line.
That's always, like, that's a very precarious thing. Like, I'll never forget seeing the Cult in Worcester. And listen, I'm not from Worcester or anything, but she said, hey, good evening, Worcester. And no, good evening, Providence, when he was in Worcester. And everybody was like, boo.
Yeah, what the hell, kid?
To me, it makes no difference. Worcester and Providence are exactly the same to me.
Right.
But if you're from Worcester,
Yeah.
Right.
That could be an
Yeah.
upset.
Yeah.
Massachusetts.
yeah.
Did Against Me open that show?
No, it was with Monster Magnet.
Oh, nice.
This was back in the day. Also, we're gonna get to the Devil's Twins in a second. Stacy and I did go to Fluff Fest finally after all these years.
Nice.
Fluff Fest,
Yeah.
where they celebrate Fluff, which was made in Somerville.
That's right. But not anymore.
No, now it's made in Lynn.
Yeah.
And I found it very underwhelming. The Fluff. Have you ever been to the Fluff Fest?
Never been.
I just thought it was some weird sex industry thing.
Yeah, you would think so.
Celebration of fluffers everywhere. You like go and they're like, you're
about
having
time.
peanut butter and fluff, and you're like, oh, I don't want this.
Oh,
So
the-
disappointed.
Oh, that would be great if all the Fluffers had a convention.
Right?
It would be
They're like,
such a
great
sad.
job with that. He looked like he was pleased right
It would
from
be
the
really
start.
funny if you showed up with a bunch of peanut butter.
Basically, the whole thing was just people waiting in line for donuts. Union Square Donuts had a little tent,
I do that.
Yeah.
and they were selling their donuts, and there was like a line of like 100 dopes waiting for donuts.
Me every day.
I
I've done
waited in
tents.
line for donuts this past week.
Well, we don't live in a culture where you have to wait for donuts. If you want a donut, you can go to Dunkin' Donuts, which is right around any corner.
But-
and you can get a
right.
donut. I know they're great donuts, but
Yeah,
they're still
pretty
just
good.
donuts, man.
They're pretty special.
I mean, come on. I mean, Dunkin'
saying. I
Donuts
don't know
is
if you-
serviceable enough.
Do you want to vote for this guy for city council
I
in
don't
your
know,
town?
man.
Because I don't know, man. He
I
might
was
shut
about
your ass
to.
down.
I was about to, but I'm not sure.
I don't know if he has your donut needs in mind, really.
Listen, man.
Your personal donut
You're
needs.
waiting in line for an artisanal donut. You know, you think about your.
Yeah, the fact it's called artisanal donut
Yeah.
really upsets me. All right, it's a donut.
But think about, your great grandparents. My grandfather used to eat raw onions for a snack.
Hey, it was the style at the time.
Because that's all they had when he was back in Poland. Goddamn raw onion.
Delicious.
And he was happy to get it.
And he was happy to get it. And these guys are standing in line for artisanal
crying.
donuts. It's outrageous.
It is.
Fluff Fest.
Friggin' fluff that.
And the only other thing that I got away from it is that from the Fluff Fest was that in Somerville everybody likes the mayor there, and he's like a Sully kind of guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Curatone or something is his name.
Curatone.
Yeah, everybody loves him.
Whatever his name is. I've never seen him.
I actually met him.
Oh yeah.
I met him once. Yeah, I was voting for president. I
Yeah.
was living in Somerville at the time, and it was a freezing cold day, if I remember right. And I was waiting in line for a long time. And they do different sections, different places that you can vote depending on where you live in the neighborhood. And I finally get to the door. I think it was like 2 hours, and I was late for work. I was trying to vote.
Yeah.
And I get up to the booth where they got the lists, and there's this guy wearing a suit, shaking hands and stuff like that, which I thought was weird because it was voting. But they checked the list for my name, and they told me, "Oh, you're right down the street. You're at the other church." And he caught wind of this, so he walked me over there, and then I voted. So he is a very nice guy.
Yeah.
But it is kind of peculiar that the politician was at the polls.
It is.
Right.
But he straightened things out for you.
Yeah. His sister was running for something, I think.
Yeah. That's how you get the job done.
Yeah, he doesn't wait in line for donuts either.
No.
So I was
on the ballot.
I was walked to church by the mayor of Somerville.
That's beautiful. I didn't even eat a Fluffernutter because they were charging $3 for Fluffernutters, and you could take that $3 and then put it into the components of a Fluffernutter and make 17 Fluffernutters.
Yeah, right. It's great.
That's the beauty of
That's
fluff.
my logic. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And that's what I did.
It's mainly about the value and the savings.
Yeah, exactly. Hey, by the way, so Ryan's got my
Takeaway.
phone, so somebody tell me what time it is. Maybe the show's over already and I haven't even started.
We've been off air for like an hour and a half.
Somebody just tell me what time it is.
Wow, it's 8:23.
Is it 8:23? I really got to get to this interview.
Now it's 8:24.
Oh
No,
my
it's
God.
not. It's still 8:23. Just kidding.
Also, if I was going to name worst gig of the week for this week coming up, I would say it would be the Void Star 3-day festival happening tonight and Saturday and Sunday at Brighton Music Hall in the Middle East. Although I really want to go. DJ, I'd really like to go to this thing.
Tonight? What's it all about?
Probably not tonight, but maybe tomorrow. So it's a 3-day industrial slash noise slash
noise. Wow.
performance art.
Music.
Performance art.
Noise,
Wow.
Yeah.
That sounds
Festival.
great.
Some girl like just cutting her hair on
This is
stage.
my band.
Acts include Time Ghost. Ever talk to you about Time Ghost before?
No.
Time Ghost.
It's too long to get
I'm
into
intrigued.
Oh, that's too bad.
Also, the Vomit Arsonist is playing tonight.
That's what I like to hear.
I like burning people with the acid from your stomach. That's pretty awesome, man.
It's artisanal vomit.
Artisanal vomit. Now you're talking.
And Journey to the Center of the Colon will be playing tomorrow.
That's kind of awesome, too.
Colonoscopy,
this is
the
real
album.
Wow.
This is really going on.
Oh, Journey to the Center of
It's
the
a
Colon
Peter
is kind of
Steele
winning me
tribute
over.
band.
Yeah.
It's a Peter Steele tribute band. Journey to the Center of the Colon.
And it's really, and these shows are really funny because, you know, like industrial slash noise people are not rock and roll people, you know. It's a very awkward kind of crowd.
We're vampire people.
Nobody really knows what you're supposed to do. Like if somebody's just making a big racket, what are you supposed to do? You can't rock out to it. You just kind of stare at
I
it, right?
personally would just go home.
I know.
Yeah.
when we were down in Austin for South by Southwest, we met up with some friends and we went to this club and it was this woman.
The scariest
who
experience
it
of my entire
she
life.
was doing
dude.
this ancient
So-
Inuit chanting. And
Like
it was
guttural,
30 minutes
Yeah.
of basically The Exorcist.
Right.
It was
What
so
the
scary.
hell?
It sounded like she was like possessed. It was the
that's
scariest thing I've
it
ever
was
seen. I was
just,
like,
just YouTube this
Wow.
thing.
Yeah.
I forgot what her name is.
Wow.
But
something Sadat.
She was from Iceland or something.
yeah, she's from like
Greenland or something crazy.
I guess
Very
real
impressive,
way
but
up north, like
terrifying.
almost she lives like right outside the North Pole, apparently.
Or was it
yourself.
Canada?
Yeah. Like right way up
Way
there.
high.
And
Wow.
she had a drummer and she had was it like a guitar
It was
player?
like an
A
auxiliary guitar player, but he wasn't
And then
playing guitar.
she was just like
30 minutes
going
without
like crazy,
stopping.
like just making these noises and
And like,
like
and so,
screaming.
and so, what was the reaction? What were people doing?
People were crazy.
yeah, because you know
It's
how
like-
cool you are.
Yeah.
You're at South by Southwest, everyone's just like, oh yeah, this is awesome.
I love the way she cleansed her sinus cavity.
Yeah. Meanwhile, I'm just like peeing myself and shooting
Yeah, I
whiskey,
just-
trying
yeah.
to get through it.
the friends we went to see that night were acting like they had just seen Michelangelo paint Sistine
Yeah,
Chapel.
right.
Yeah,
He was so weird about it. I'm like, hey man, yeah, it was pretty cool. I can't talk right now. I'm just so. I'm like, come on. Come on.
I was like, yeah, man.
But they were Canadian.
So they,
Yeah, I guess they're
Yeah,
must have got
Canadians.
it.
Yeah, right.
I didn't get it.
Anyway, that's what's happening this week in the Void Star
Wow. Oh, man, if
Festival.
I didn't have something
Nice.
else to
I
do,
know, right?
I'd totally be there.
I got a lot of fluffernutters to make, so I can't make it.
I didn't have a colonoscopy.
Stuff the
I mean,
fluff.
the Sunday night one is at the Middle East. I really do kind of want to go, but you know, I told you guys last week I have to go to interview Def Leppard on Monday.
Oh, yeah?
Right.
I have to take a 5:30 flight.
5:30.
How do you even get? I mean, like, when do you get up in the morning if you have to get on a plane at 5:30?
You just
How does
don't
that
go to
even
bed.
work?
3 o'clock.
I know.
Yeah.
So how am I supposed to do that?
Is
That's
the
going to
world
be
like
awful. You know what?
happening then?
Wait, you're flying to Minnesota?
Yeah, but first I have to go to Philadelphia and then go to Minnesota.
So how long are you going to be on the plane?
Forever. I'm gonna actually be.
That's a long time, dude.
I'll be in Minnesota at 9:30, I think.
So what you do is you don't sleep.
Yeah.
And then you sleep on the plane.
Yeah.
Maybe. But it's 2 planes. You got to get on a plane for an hour and then get off and then get on a plane for 2 hours.
As soon as you get comfortable, you're landing.
Yeah. This is going to be a tough one. And then I have to interview the dudes and then go to see their show. And then I have to get back on a plane on Tuesday at 10 o'clock in the morning. So I can't sleep for 24 hours.
Wow.
I'm too old for that kind of thing.
I hear you.
I understand that. I feel you.
But the hotel is at the Mall of America, which is the biggest mall in America.
Ooh, come on. You're going to get your second win then.
So we can really, I can get some shopping done if you guys need anything.
All right.
Hey, hit the hot topic, you know.
You got to ride the indoor roller coaster.
Yeah.
Oh, beautiful.
Get some weed socks.
Big Newberry Comics there.
Oh, it's got to be gigantic. It's the biggest Newberry Comics in the world.
Yeah, they have a water slide.
14 CDs.
All right, everybody, this is a rock and roll show, so let's hear a rock and roll song, and then when we get back, we're going to talk to the Devil's Twins. All the way from Scotland, here's Hear of the Dog from the new album, The Siren Song. This is The Spell, everybody, on WEMF. Take it away, Ryan. Take it away, Ryan.
I'm taking it away. Hold on a second.
Here we go.
It's coming.
Fluff.
It's coming.
Here it comes.
Stuff the fluff.
Boy, you guys are going to get rocked any second now.
I feel it. It's like humanoid.
All right, we're back. Word from our sponsor, please.
Save America by Ripple. Ripple-music.com.
Thank you, Johnny Machine.
You're welcome.
Okay, so the Devil's Twins are here. Here's what happened, everybody. I went to that Ash show at Brighton Music Hall a couple weeks ago. I missed the Devil's Twins because they played. You guys played at what, 7 o'clock or something like crazy like that?
Yeah. 8, I think. Yeah, around 8.
Early.
That doesn't seem so crazy.
No, it doesn't seem crazy at all.
It seemed kind of, seemed kind of early.
Just late.
Eating a fluff sandwich.
Yeah. But here's what happened. I walk in there. And then literally the only cool-looking people in the club is the Devil's Twins. And I go, and I don't even know that they're in a band. I'm assuming that they are, and that maybe that they're the Devils. I don't know this though.
Yeah.
But I go, well, whatever they're into, I'm for it. Like whatever.
Wow, that's easy.
Whatever their thing is, if they're in a band, if they're robbing banks, I don't know what they're doing.
That's ironic.
Why is that ironic? But whatever it is, I'm into it. And then I didn't see them. I went, continued on with the show, and I'm talking to Chris from Heavy Necker, who's playing with the goddamn Draculas, and who was on my TV show with me. And I'm like, hey, so did you see those guys? And then I describe them, and I go, the two rocking guys, and then the chick with the witchy dress, because you had a witchy dress on.
I'm just witchy.
Right?
Yeah.
And he goes, yeah, they're the Devils. That's the Devil's Twins, man. And I'm like, yeah, were they any good? And he was like, yeah, they were pretty good. And I was like, okay, well. And then he said, let's get them on the TV show. And I said, no, I'm going to get them on the radio show.
Nice.
And now here they are.
Right.
Nice.
But this was all decided before I actually even heard their music. I was just going with my gut feeling.
Nice.
Turns out it worked out. Let's hear a little Devil's. What song do we want to play?
This is called Empty Cup.
Okay, play a little Empty Cup for us, Ryan, from the Devil's Twins, from their new record, right?
Yep, Consequences.
Consequences. Let's hear a little of that.
When did I start to care? Why do I stop and think? I need a pill, I need a fix, I need to pour myself a drink. I let myself get low until I sink. When all the pretty, pretty little girls don't change a thing. Is it enough to fill it up? This empty cup. Woo!
All right, Ryan, bring it down. Keep it going, but bring it down. Thank you. You get it, everybody? You guys get it, right?
I like
Got it, yeah. It's awesome.
Thanks.
That's Devil's Twins from their new album, Consequences. Out now or almost out now?
Out now.
Out now. You can go and grab it. Can you go get it at Newberry Comics? Probably not.
Record Exchange in Salem.
Record Exchange.
Have you ever been there?
Sure.
In the internet.
What's his name works there, right?
Barron.
Oh, that
Exactly.
guy.
Yeah, exactly. Barron's Whitfield. I was there, and I bought a record, and the record, like half the records in there now don't have prices on them. And then he's got to guess how much it took 15 minutes to buy this record, because he's got to go look. He's got to go look it up on eBay. And then he couldn't find the record on eBay. And then he's got to get... It was a whole thing, man.
My buddy I work with swears by that place.
Yeah.
That's not bad.
I've actually never been there, believe it or not. Always wanted to go there.
We actually we opened for Barron's to release this record a couple weeks back.
Oh, really?
At Brighton, yeah.
I mean, he's a great performer.
Oh,
Yeah, man, he was great. We saw him with the Sonics. It was awesome.
That's right. He's just not that good at selling records, that's all. Not everybody's good at everything.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah.
So there you go. Hey, so, all right, Ryan. Thank you. We got it. This guy's very responsive. This guy's very responsive. Good job, man. Hey, what's the most supernatural thing you guys are into? Bigfoot?
Nothing.
You guys into Bigfoot at all? So the original Bigfoot, the film was a guy in a costume.
Yeah.
After that, it's just a bear. I don't know too much about bears, but sometimes they walk on their hind legs, right?
Right.
Yeah.
And when they do, they're like 10 feet tall.
Oh, and sometimes
That's a
they wear
Bigfoot.
like little derby hats and a vest.
Yeah, watch your picnic basket.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, if a bear is walking on his hind legs, that's Bigfoot. That's
Exactly.
solved right there.
Yeah.
What about ghosts? Are you guys into ghosts at all?
Yeah, ghosts are spooky.
Okay, good.
Yeah, they're cool.
I think ghosts.
Do you believe in them?
No.
No.
I
I
grew
think
up.
it's possible.
Nobody believes in anything anymore.
Weird crap happens
Yeah.
in the world.
So like I said off air, I grew up in Salem, Mass, and it's an old creepy town and by reputation.
Sure.
And my folks bought a house that was built in 1852 by a guy named Samuel L. Gagne. And it was a really old house. And Samuel L. Jackson.
It's a badass house.
And it was a really old house. It was
a
one
great
of those,
MFer.
It was one of those type of houses that it didn't have a central beam. That's how old it was.
Yeah.
To hold the house up, there was just staircase down the center, and then there was a room and a room. You had to walk through those two rooms to get to the second two rooms. So there were 4 bedrooms upstairs. And the closest thing to ever seeing a ghost, creeping in cemeteries. I broke in a Denver State Hospital when I was in high school. I saw nothing.
Wow.
Nothing. And the closest thing that ever happened was, you kind of learn the creaks and cracks of the way your house sounds. You kind of know that. So my sister would walk out of her room, I'm sleeping, go downstairs, get some water, whatever, right? And you kind of memorize those sounds so you know what's going on. And I heard someone, it sounded like her leaving her bedroom through my room to go downstairs. And then I heard the walk back up the stairs, but then it sounded like she just stopped in my doorway.
Yeah.
And I was a kid at the time, so I'm against facing the opposite way. And when you're just scared stiff, you just can't sum up the courage to turn around and spin.
Right.
I must have paused for a good 10 minutes, and then I summed up the nerve to turn and spin and look at the door. And in my doorway sat my father's work boots, just like this.
Wow.
That was the closest. So that was creepy, but no, I've never seen nothing.
How about you guys? Anything?
No.
Yeah. I had a weird thing happen to me one time.
Well, what happened?
I was sleeping at this house, and I kind of had my arms like this, and I was, my girlfriend at the time was asleep, and I couldn't sleep, right?
Yeah.
Because beds are real small for me, so I'm like hanging off this bed, right? And I'm trying to be comfortable, and it's like 3 a.m, and I'm just laying there. And then I finally start dozing off, and I swear to God, right? We're the only people in this house. It was their mom's house. We were watching the dogs, right?
Yeah.
And I'm like just starting to drift off, and I feel a human hand just go like that. And I was like, whoa! And I shot out of bed, and I was like, oh my God! And like she's totally snoozing.
Yeah.
There's no way she could have reached around and grabbed my arm. But that's it. That was a weird thing.
Ghoster's like, I miss having elbows.
Yeah.
A ghost
I was like, hey,
reach around.
dude, and then I just freaked out. I don't know.
Wow. What do you make of that?
I have no idea. Maybe I was half asleep. I don't know, but that's like the closest thing to a weird, creepy thing that ever happened to me.
It was like a giant spider.
It could have been. I looked around though, but yeah, it was weird.
Probably a ghost though.
And it was one of those old houses that are like, the ceiling is like 6 feet high. And,
Yeah.
It's like,
some tiny little hobbit house. It was like.
That's
normal height people.
Yeah,
house.
exactly. You guys would all love it, but it was terrible for me.
Andre the Giant over here.
Yeah, it was a horror show for me.
Cannot fit in house.
Any controversies in the Devil's Twins band? Guys,
No, we just kind of kick each other on stage and stuff.
Yeah.
We don't really.
guys ever
don't
get
really
accused?
fight.
Ever get accused of something that you haven't done?
What have we gotten in trouble for?
Yeah. What have you gotten in trouble for?
We've been asked to turn down.
Like every time, we're too loud.
Been asked to turn down on stage before, but
Yeah.
We got in trouble with the popo in Texas. Not really.
yeah.
We were like driving down the street and we had to pick up our merch girl because she went to like gallivanting off. And we had to like go find her. So we're like, it's just madness traffic at the end of the street, and there was a gas station. So we were like, just go to the gas station and like sit there, and we're gonna come get you. So we had to like turn around in the street, and this cop was like yelling at us.
So I was driving the van at the time, and what happened? We had to dart across the main road, which is about 3 lanes,
Which is a bad
into the parking, into the gas station.
Yeah.
Right on 6th Street in Austin, and the cop comes up to our window and like bangs on the window to roll it down. And he's like, "What are you doing?" And my first instinct, I'm like, "This is where we're meeting." That was my first. And he's he's yelling and blah blah blah. You think that's legal? I'm like, was it not? Yeah, can't pull into this from that street over there. And he's like, no. I'm like, oh, well, what do you know? Then he starts walking away, and I scream, "Hey, Officer Lopez!" And the whole band like hits me, and they're like,
I'm like,
well,
shut up! And I'm like, because it was a darker man, and I'm like, you're being a racist.
It's like stop being racist, and I'm like, what? No, I read his name tag. It's Officer Lopez.
Yeah.
But yeah, that happened. But we don't really get.
I don't think we get in trouble.
Well,
We stay under the radar.
pretty good
We
kids.
do bad stuff, but we don't get caught for it. It's not bad if you don't get caught.
So you are the Devil's twins, but there's 3 of you. What does that mean? I mean, which
The
two are
Lone
the which 2 are the
Rangers.
twins? And then who's the extra guy? Who's on the outs?
I'm the extra guy.
Yeah.
So
We're the twins.
these 2 are the twins, and you're the tag along.
I'm a tag along.
The older brother.
He's the musician.
Did you guys start out as 2, or was there always 3 people in the Devil's Twins?
Name came from our mom. We're born 2 weeks apart. I mean, a couple days apart, 2 years apart, and say Irish twins.
Yeah.
When you're born around the same time, a couple years apart. Mom would say the Devil's.
Oh, so you guys are actually related. You're brother and sister.
Yeah.
Did you guys know that?
So
I had no
I
idea.
did not know that.
No idea.
Was that apparent to any of you guys?
No.
I did not know
I did
that.
not guess it. I did get some of the DNA and it sent it to the lab, but it hasn't come back.
Right, I know. Whoa.
Oh.
Hey, guess what, guys? They're brother and sister.
yeah,
the
just came in.
CVS paternity
just
test
it.
that we sent out.
Well, that's fantastic.
The
Well,
nosy just brought in the conclusive evidence that they are brother and sister.
that makes a lot more sense then, that they would be the Devil's Twins, but then
Yeah.
they would need
Right.
somebody else to help them out.
Yes.
I can't play drums, so
Yeah, I get it. Oh, now that makes
Not with
sense.
that attitude, you can't.
I'm not very coordinated. They're like, here's a tambourine. I'm like, all right.
One of my favorite bands all time is the Four Horsemen, and there's 5 of them in the band.
Whoa.
I always thought that was strange.
That really pisses me off.
So briefly, because we're really got like 15 minutes to go, so we really got to bang this out now.
14 minutes now.
Briefly, give us the story
Keep it
about how you guys all came together, and just like make it as dramatic as possible. Let's get the radio popping. Tell us about it.
All right.
Poppin' fresh.
I know it was 2010 was when it all started, right?
It was a blustery day.
Yeah.
The wind was blowing the leaves. The cyclone outside. We actually went to school together as well as the same college.
Yeah.
And
Wait a minute. So you guys went to the same college
Yeah.
together too? You guys just can't be apart.
no,
Ugh.
I know we're gross.
I spent 2 years at a different college.
Yeah.
And
you missed her too much. You had
And
to.
then by the time she was a freshman, I was a freshman at Mass
Yeah.
Art.
It's like screw music, crap.
Yeah, and
Gonna
then,
go to art school.
No, I mean, really what it was is I was, there's a department in Mass Art that has a recording studio.
Yeah.
And I was using it, and I was recording a song to just be recording songs, and I went up to Nick in this design studio, the design illustration studio, those were our majors, and I said, I need like a black female singer on this song. You know?
Yeah.
I need like a
Singer?
black.
Like, okay.
And she was like, all right, you'll have to settle for me.
Yeah.
Settle for me. And she came down and just, the song was I Can't Stop Sinning on our first record. And then she would come to the shows with the old drummer and I, and then she would sing that song. And then we had Twist and Shout that
Yeah.
you would sing on. And then it was like, all right, well, okay, we'll find vocal parts for you on all these other songs, and then we'll call it the Devil's Twins, and we'll
Yeah.
put out a record.
Right.
I weaseled my way in, like most things.
Yeah.
In our lives.
Were you in any bands before?
I did a lot of like whiny girl music for a while by myself, and didn't feel so cool. So then I finally got to be a cool
Like
kid,
with
so. Acoustic guitar. Like All Asia on like Tuesdays.
Oh, nice.
All Asia.
The egg
Good
rolls were
times.
delicious.
Wow.
Wontons.
Wow, fantastic.
I did a lot of whiny girl music too.
Yeah, we both did.
Yeah. I was in a black metal band when I was a kid.
And we
Really?
grew some balls and we did the devils.
Fantastic. How about you, Ryan? What were you doing?
Well, I had left. I was in a band for about 10 years, and I toured full time, and then I just ended up.
Well, what band are we talking about?
We were called And Then There Were None, and we were on Tooth and Nail Records, and toured, did the whole thing. Got signed, put out a record, got dropped. Just basic stuff. And when I had come home from tour, I decided I wanted to go into music education. I had a friend who was opening up a music school, and he just let me be the drum instructor. So I started teaching full time. I quit a project that I was in because just to teach full time, and then I started getting the itch to play live again.
Yeah.
So I was kind of perusing the internet, and I came across them, and lo and behold, they were playing shows, but they had just they were looking for a drummer.
Right.
So I contacted Jay, and Jay sent me the album. I had no idea really what they really sounded like, so he just sent me the record, and I was just like, well, I'm your new drummer. Mm-hmm. Like playing some.
So what, did you just have like a session guy or for?
More or less, yeah.
So then how did you guys play live?
He would play with us.
Okay. Oh, the session guy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But he was never going to be the permanent drummer for the band.
I think it was just kind of known. I found him.
He wasn't cool enough.
I found him on Craigslist.
Right? That's what it was, right? It was like,
because
because honestly, their first drummer was really into Star Wars, and they kicked him out of the band.
Yeah, and then in newsprint it was. He ridiculed him for having a dangerous obsession with Star Wars, and they attributed it to me.
Yeah.
And every time he sees me, oh yeah, Star Wars.
Yeah, but it's the truth, though.
Oh, totally the truth, yeah.
It's 100% the truth.
Yeah.
It is, yeah, absolutely.
Probably
See
the
you
same
later.
thing with their first drummer. It's probably Star Wars or
See
Star
you
Trek
later,
or some
pal.
bullshit, and they were like, we're the Devil's Twins, man. We're cool. You're out. So we're going to get the guy with the neck tattoos. That's
There you go.
This guy used to have a band on Tooth and Nail Records, for crying out loud. That's a hardcore label, right?
Right,
There's a little bit of everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it a Christian label?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually.
Were you a Christian hardcore band?
No.
Okay. I mean, it's cool. I mean, if that's what you guys did.
No, we were just.
Is it really?
No, it's not.
I mean, it's not cool.
It's not cool, no.
But it's cool to admit it. It's in the past, man.
Yes.
Everybody goes through the Christian phases at some point, right?
No.
No.
I went
me
to
either,
Catholic school in Dorchester,
did.
but I wasn't Catholic.
I went to Catholic
baptized
school in
and stuff.
JP in first and second grade, and then I got it out of my system,
Yeah.
and then I moved on.
Yeah.
But
You're from Dorchester? I never would have guessed.
Really?
what is your favorite member of Guns N' Roses and why?
I only know Slash and Axl Rose.
Okay, so which one of those two?
Slash.
Okay,
Yeah,
Slash.
I gotta say Axl because he's an a-hole.
Yeah, he's the worst.
And I like my frontmen a-holes.
And
I'm a
also,
big Danzig fan too.
Oh, absolutely, number one.
He's a huge a-hole.
Oh, it's such a bummer, but I love the guy. And give us some reggae.
Yeah. Johnny, what's your favorite member of Guns N' Roses?
Right now, none.
Okay.
Izzy.
Izzy, that's the answer.
Yeah. Nobody said Izzy. How's it not Izzy?
That whole band came together because
Izzy is the whole thing. And as soon as
Izzy
he
is
left,
the whole
they
thing.
sucked. Yeah.
And then as soon as he left, it fell apart.
Yep.
And the thing about it is that Izzy was too cool to deal with Axl, who was
Exactly.
a nut.
Yep.
So Izzy was like, man, I'm not.
And then
gonna
once he left,
That is
the whole
true.
band tanked.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And they were like, listen, Izzy, you got to stay. We'll give you $12 million. And he's like, I'm cool. What do I need with $12 million?
Yeah. Exactly.
I'm out of
Not with
here.
that.
Yeah, he's a man.
And then that all fell apart. It was him. That's the answer.
Yeah, I'm glad I got it right. Woohoo!
Good job, buddy.
Good job.
Yeah.
Nice.
Thank you.
Any serious
Here's an
fashion
empty bottle.
mistakes in this band yet? You guys know how to dress, so I'm just wondering maybe you tried something that didn't
Actually,
work.
yeah, the saloon shoot.
Yeah, the saloon shoot.
We tried.
wear dresses,
You know Saloon in Davis Square. That's
You guys
around-
know Saloon in Davis Square?
You don't know that joint?
It's
Well, it's kind of a speakeasy.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. You go up, and for the longest time, they didn't have a sign on the door. And
Yeah.
it was a gentleman in a black suit with his arms behind his back. That would you just walk up and you hand him your ID, and he opens the door, and you go downstairs, and they serve all old whiskey. They got a billion, types of bourbon, and it's dark in there, and their
Feel
menus are
fancy.
black printed on brown paper, so
Wow.
you can't see a goddamn thing. And we said, hey, cool. We would have some like business meetings there for the band, and this beautiful waitress that was working there at the time, Megan Ireland, came over and asked us, what we were doing, what we were all about, and she was like, hey, well, I'm a photographer. You want to do a shoot? And like, yeah, if we can do it here.
Yeah.
So we tried to dress up fancy like the place, and hated the photos.
Yeah.
One good photo came out of it, and we were like, let's now that we're in our normal clothes, let's take a few shots like in the alleyway. And it was, she caught probably like the only photo of us smiling.
It was like candid.
Yeah.
It was a candid shot. Yeah. But we all looked like we were like dressed up for Halloween.
Yeah, so like you tried like your Sunday best basically is what you brought.
Yeah.
I
Didn't work out.
I was wearing suspenders.
Yeah.
Really?
It was just,
Did you really wear suspenders?
Yeah,
Holy smokes.
Suspenders and a
fedora.
It's fedorable.
I had right here in my notes, did any of them ever wear suspenders?
And there you go.
Now you know.
One of them did.
Twice.
I crossed it out, but it was right there. It really was, DJ.
Write it down real quick.
Hey, I didn't think you looked that bad.
What
No,
time is
pretty
it?
slick,
Somebody tell me what time it is.
8:51.
8:51. Good, we can get to the rest of them. If you could be invisible for one day, what would you do?
Oh my gosh.
Make it count.
Yeah, one day, that's it. That's all you get.
Don't make omelets.
And by the way, yeah, exactly. And by the way, if you steal something, remember that they can see what you're stealing. They just can't see
Well,
you.
it's just floating away though, so they're not gonna care.
I'd probably go to a Mormon church or something. If they can see what I'm moving around, I would probably want to tell myself some story. I'd probably want to screw with some folks.
Yeah.
Move those crazy underwear.
Yeah. I don't know. I would try to figure something out like
Yeah.
that. Yeah. Yeah.
So you would just use it for pranks? Is that what you would use the day for?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think so.
Yeah.
Yeah. You gotta live.
I would just like follow somebody around and like watch them do everything and then just creep them out really bad. Like be like, so
Yeah.
those you like blue plaid pajama pants?
Yeah, you could just act like
say weird stuff.
you could act like they suddenly have a guardian angel or something that's following them around.
I think more importantly,
I'm gonna follow him back. I'm gonna press his elbow.
I think more importantly, which day would you want to be invisible on out of the year?
Oh man.
I mean, Halloween would be the
Easter.
obvious.
Just
Easter.
like
Yes.
Weird,
Easter.
Where Jesus
That
stuff.
would be wonderful.
I still think that I would do like some kind of creepy locker room thing, wouldn't you guys? I mean,
Well, you know what'd be cool is to just drive a car around.
All right, someone
Oh
said
my
it. Okay.
God!
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
It would be a Pontiac Firebird.
Motorcycle.
Yeah.
Motorcycle.
Black and
Oh,
color.
motorcycle
Have a
would be even
motorcycle.
better.
Ooh.
what's the
Or an ice cream truck. That'd be pretty good too. Ice cream
Maximum
truck.
overdrive.
Oh yeah, we made you.
what's the best gig you guys have played so far?
Oh,
The best one.
Best one.
I
Yeah.
might say Misfits or Addicts.
I like the Addicts.
I think the Addicts.
Yep,
That was
open
really
to the
awesome.
Addicts.
Yeah, that was at Brighton. That was at Brighton Music Hall too, and we had a really great set, and the crowd, the place was packed.
Yeah.
The Addicts, and another awesome band, Downtown Brown,
From Detroit.
from Detroit, played right after us, and they were amazing, and they were absolute sweethearts. But I guess one of the it was cool for us, sucked for the Addicts, but the Addicts could only play 20 minutes because the fans started rioting over stuff. We
Like
were
throwing bottles and.
Yeah, they were just.
Well, it
going-
became a punk rock show in the 70s.
Yeah.
And no one
and
could handle it.
clearly the Addicts were,
Old.
not into it anymore. So they were like, stop stage diving, stop. And they were like, whatever, F you. And they were like, jumping off the stage and flipping them off in mid-jump. And then I just remember the guitar player just, he took off his guitar, he threw it down, he ran in, and he just started punching people.
That's beautiful.
And then the drummer, this little guy on drums, he had like one tooth left.
He's like, I'm sorry, guys.
He just
I'm so
like
sorry.
Mortal Kombat into the crowd,
Yeah.
and they started fighting everyone.
Wow.
Like we're taking our beach balls and we're
It
going
looked like
home.
it looked like a battle
Wow.
royal,
Okay.
and then the cops came, they cleared the place out.
That sounds like a rock show right there.
He's like, I got one
Amazing.
tooth left and I'm not leaving with it.
Right?
And what was,
Simple
and
as
what
that.
Was, what was really cool too for us is that for
we
the
got to
rest of the
chill.
night they hung out.
Yeah.
So we're upstairs at the cool little green room that they have, and we got to hang out with the Addicts and ask them about stories and about
the drummer's on stage calling everyone an an effing wanker.
Yeah.
And then we go upstairs and it's like, oh, you guys were brilliant, man.
It's like, oh, hello.
I really enjoyed it.
So
you know?
nice.
And he
It's
was
like,
the
oh,
nicest guy.
do tell your crowd that, we do want to come back to Boston.
Okay, bro.
Sure, man. Yeah, but they were sweethearts.
They're
So I
amazing.
think all in
Yeah,
all,
really nice.
that was one of
That was a
the
turning
nights.
point for us too. That was like one of the biggest crowds we played for. I mean, that was like almost
Made a
2
lot of
years
fans
ago.
that
Yeah,
night.
that was a turning point for us.
What's there been more in the band of so far? Blood or puke? What has there been more of?
Puke.
Yeah.
Ryan
Absolutely.
pukes all the time.
Yeah,
Really?
He loves
I
puking.
puke. Yeah, I usually puke after.
It's like
the
after
show.
every damn set.
Wow.
Yeah.
One time I didn't even make it off the stage.
I was
Right
the puke
there.
cleaner that night. He's
I
like,
puked mid last song.
That's good. I like that.
Yeah.
rock and roll.
So, and then she cleaned it up before the next band.
I felt really bad. It's my first time ever cleaning up puke. I don't know. Like,
Just like, ugh.
Do you have any, pre-show rituals? Do you get like in a prayer circle or something, or you sit in the van and listen to Foreigner's Jukebox Hero? What is it that you guys do before you get on stage?
We have a walk-on intro sometimes for some of the bigger shows that we like to play, and it's the Sammy Davis, "'Cause I was there when it happened," So,
Yeah.
I guess not really a ritual that's spoken, but we kind of group up and start singing it,
Right.
to sort of get ready,
Yeah.
and
like as long as we're like near each other, we're cool.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we just
It's gonna, like,
kind
together.
of powwow for a second. Then the intro.
What do you
starts
guys
and we
do?
go up there.
Any high fives or anything before
Usually
you hit the
just
stage?
mounds and mounds of cocaine.
Yeah.
There you
That's
go.
good.
And the Omen.
Fluffernutters
butt.
and
Theme from
Yeah,
the
on
Omen.
What are you guys
Every
into
time.
besides rock and roll? Anything weird?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I love black metal.
Yeah. Me too.
Yeah. I love Cesar Bora. It's a Brazilian world music artist. I like a lot of blues, jazz.
Yeah, but that's I didn't mean anything other musical. I meant like, are you guys into anything besides music that
He
we
loves
would?
the flea market.
Yeah.
Love
Flea market
flea
all the
loves the
time.
flea market.
I'm not gonna. No, don't say which flea market. I don't need. I don't need all the white people going there and stealing all my good stuff. Okay. Well,
What do you like to get at the flea market? What's your thing that you're looking for?
I like to fill spots in my house, and we
Yeah.
have pretty tall ceilings, so we have a lot of extra space. I like. I'm a graphic designer by trade, so
Yeah.
I like finding old letterpress things and stuff to put on shelves.
Nice. You guys ever go to the flea market?
Yeah.
Let's
Yeah.
do it one of these days. We'll go
Yeah.
to the flea market.
Sure.
We'll buy some new skull rings.
Absolutely.
Sounds great.
Let's do
There
it.
you go.
Yeah.
What time is it? Is it time to go yet? God damn it! I need my phone.
It's
this time.
8:58.
It's really 8:58.
It's 8:58.
Oh, no.
Now, come on, people, get it together.
Quick word from our sponsor, and then we'll get some
Hey,
plugs done.
new wave? No way. Stay rock by Ripple. Ripple-music.com.
Beautiful. Let's get to the plugs. Devil's Twins. Where are you playing next?
Tomorrow night in Providence, Firehouse 13.
And then what? And then after that, you're going to be at Opus.
Opus, yes.
The next one.
I don't know them in order, but thedevilstwins.com/core.
DevilsTwins.com. Everybody.
Yep,
Yeah,
you can
lots
get
of
all the
stuff.
shows. We're on Bands in Town, so follow us on there. A big show that we have coming up is with our Canadian friends playing the FET in Providence, July Talk.
Beautiful. Humanoids shows.
October 17th with the FUs and Gay Mayor in East Hampton at Ohm.
At Ohm. Okay, great. I don't know what that means, but that sounds awesome. And humanoids.com. No, humanoids.
Huh.
Facebook.com/humanoids.
Yeah, sure,
Maybe.
whatever. We're on there.
Sleazegrinder TV Monday 8:30. Dr. Bones is going to be on. I won't be there, but the rest of the gang will be there. That's it for us this week. If you want us to check out your band, please get in touch. Facebook.com/Sleazegrinder or sleazegrinder@gmail.com. Next week, the All Ripple Show, and on October 16th, the Charms will be here. That'll be good. Tune in every Friday, 8 p.m. right here on WEMF. Thanks to the Devil's Twins.
Thank you.
Thanks to Ripple. We leave you, as always, with the sickest jam of the week from the new album, Evil Triumphs Again. His Bone Hunter, everybody.
Nice.
Whoa.
With Burning Skulls on EMF.